Cosmo the Space Dog has been revealed as coming to Marvel Strike Force, but will this be a playable character? We also have more information on update 7.1, which is coming next week. What do you need to do to prepare right now? And there's no Cosmic Crucible next week. What are we gonna do? We're talking about all of these things and more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother, ZeroKool Gamer. And if you're ready for it, Brother Zero, let him know what to do.
Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello. What is up, Valley Maniacs? Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, and we're talking all about Marvel Strike Force, everything good, bad, indifferent that happened over the past week in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We have an update 7.1 coming to the game and everything along with that. We're talking all about that in this video and more. But if this is your first time here on the channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually there's a lot more news videos like this, gameplay, tips, tricks, everything to help you in Marvel Strike Force. But without further ado, I'm joined by my brother, ZeroKool Gamer. What is up, ZeroKool? How are you, my friend? How are you enjoying Marvel Strike Force this week?
I am enjoying the fact that we're almost done with this season in Crucible, so I'm hyped. I'm hyped for the tournament.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, though? Are we going out of the pot and going into the fire, or is season 3 going to be better?
I think we're going to discuss how.
I think you're right. I think we will discuss that coming up. Now, as I usually ask everyone on the channel, have you been hoarding this week? Have you been hoarding everything this week?
I hoard everything. I try to hoard. I just hoard everything because we don't know what they're going to pop out or some surprise event. So I just rather hoard everything and just wait for it. It
sounds like you've been watching the news and knowing that we need to hoard everything. But in case you're not wanting to hoard everything, in case there's some pieces of mail or things that you want to open, well, this is what we need to watch. Of course, thanks to Benny Westside, while we have our Blitz battles, we need to do at least 10 per day to get the web milestone. We also have to do a lot of raiding. That is going on right now. And as far as data mines and what we can see coming up, there's not a lot of information on what we have coming up. But we do know from this chart here that we have a coordinated assault coming up on May 15th, a Spoils of War coming up on the 8th. So you should be saving your ISO 8 campaign energy for the 15th for when we have that coordinated assault, and your war attacks. Make sure you could get all your war attacks when the Spoils of War goes live on May 18th. But before we move on, what do you think this interstellar ignition is coming up on May 6th? What do you think we need to hoard for that? What activity do you think we need to do? Is it more blitzing? Is it raiding that we have going on right now? Is it something else? Spending power cores, earning raid credits? I mean, what do you think this is? We're probably going to find out about this in the blog post tomorrow, but what do you think this is before we get to that blog post?
I want to say probably power cores or maybe raid credits, one or the other. I don't want. That's the one thing I did spend.
I need to open my gold orbs. I need gold. Yes. Maybe I can finally open my gold orbs.
I would love to open gold orbs, but I think they drained everybody with power cores and training orbs already. So there's only so much stuff that's left, and power cores, gold orbs, even raid credits. If you've been playing a while, you have an abundance of it. So
yep,
it's one. It's got to be in that direction.
They're all. You only get to hoard 7 days worth of mail for that. So maybe there's not an abundance in your mailbox. But all right, let me know the predictions, especially if this is before the blog post tomorrow, because obviously this should be revealed in the blog post tomorrow. But if you're watching this video, don't know what is coming up, let me know your predictions for what this interstellar ignition is coming up on the 6th of May. But we look like we're having an update next week. In this blog post, version 7.1 says it's going to be released on May 10th. So what are you doing right now to prepare for this update? Are you hoarding energy? Are you not upgrading your characters? Are you upgrading certain characters in anticipation for this? What are you doing right now to prepare for update 7.1?
I am updating new warriors only because they're useful in Crucible now, so might as well build them up.
Nice.
I'm hoarding gold because when Gwenpool comes out, I'm just going to go just heavy on Gwen. That's it. Boom. Okay. I'm going heavy on Gwen. I didn't think she'd show up, and then she showed up. Like, okay, cool. I'm actually going to I'm gonna try to max her out because the character in the comics is cool. You're bringing her here, cool. Let's run with it. But besides that, like I said, I hoard everything. But energy wise, besides ISO 8, I'm at level 95, so I don't really need to hoard it unless there's an event coming for sure.
Are you spending all your energy doing 50 core refreshes right now, or because there's no energy spending event, you're kind of hoarding some of that free refreshes that we get in the daily objectives?
Yeah, I'm not spending the 50s. I mean, once you hit 95, you can't really get experience for it, or you're just trying to farm for whatever characters you need now. Or
we could farm character shards and gold orbs and training orbs, and I think those
gold
are
orbs
valuable.
and training orbs. Yeah, gold orb and training orbs I try, but I might not. The only one I did do was training orbs a lot because I knew the training orb event was coming and I pushed through it. Gold, I want to, but I was like, no, let me do the training orbs. So I kind of saved up the energy.
So what are your predictions as far as teams? We know about Gwenpool, you mentioned her. We got a tease for Cosmo that we're going to talk about. But what other teams and characters that you predicting are coming in this next update? Are we getting Nova, the event for Nova coming in this next update? Because we do know that he's a legendary character unlocked by Masters of Evil, Quicksilver, and X-Force. Is it X-Force or X-Factor? The one with the dad bros. It's the one with the dad bros,
X-Factor.
right? X-Factor. Okay. So with that knowledge, what do you think is coming as far as teams, characters, things like that?
I hope it would be some characters that could complement Nova when he's coming out, kind of like, let's build these characters to team with Nova, or even it's a 3-piece, that'd be great, because it's actually been a little bit since we've had a Scourge event, which is weird. So
I like those. So hopefully Nova's this next patch and we do get a Scourge event, because those are fun. I think those are good things.
They are fun. They give you decent resources, give you a good chance to get as many shards as you can on Nova. And I want to go after Nova, but I hope this character's that tied to him, so that way you any legendary that we've had so far is part of a team. So maybe they'll mix it up and make it a 3 or 4-piece team, but I don't see them doing that. It'll probably be 5, which is great. Give us a couple characters that go with him and we could build them up and put them with Nova.
All right, any quality of life change predictions you have for this next update? I think we are getting these changes to the Cosmic Crucible. They talked about some war changes to make it a little more efficiency based. Anything else that you see coming up in this next update as far as quality of life, or just changing the structure of the gameplay?
Hope. Well, hope. We know that.
Hope.
Hope.
I like that.
I hope. Because there's not that much hope. I hope that they give us something. I hope the incursion raids are coming sooner than later. We don't know exactly when, but I hope it's sooner than later. But the raid structure itself is a little stale in terms of rewards.
What would you like to see done with the raids? I know they added the raid sim. Is it more like, I know people are talking about auto launching, like not even needing keys. Would you like to see that taken off?
Yeah, that would be perfect, because then you can structure it to go, hey, I know at this time the raid is starting and I can get my attacks in. You could plan around it.
Yeah.
That would work out for a lot of people out there, because you don't know unless you get a message or somebody lets you know, because a lot of people don't have Discord, or they're not communicating through Discord. So they're just waiting around till somebody goes, hey, jump in, or they see him online in game. And it's really hard to get a team to go. Yeah.
Sometimes. So hopefully there's some good quality light changes. Makes it easier, makes it, we can focus on more fun things and less low quality screen time. But we've been teasing this for a little bit so far. So Cosmo the space dog. This is from the Twitter image. If we go to Twitter, this is their new image there. And I guess across a lot of the other social media. But we see this video that they posted on Twitter a little while ago, and there we see Cosmo rolling around. But I think the funny thing about this is when you go to the Facebook section, the comments here, we see the same video that was posted on Facebook here. It says, we're getting Cosmo, and the Marvel Strike Force, the official Facebook account, says, you're not getting Cosmo. We have a few other comments. What do you think of this first comment? Do you think that means that we are getting Cosmo? Is this a playable character? We had this discussion on chat this morning. Will he be a playable character, or will he be someone like when Doom was initially released, kind of hosting some raids? What do you think about Cosmo, and are we not getting him?
This is interesting. The fact that they commented back, it was just funny. It was just great. The fact that they're letting us know about Cosmo. We don't know if he's playable or not. He might just be an animation type thing, which would be great too. But
what do you think? Do you think he's going to be a playable character or some kind of host to this event? Because they do mention him in last week's blog post, kind of hosting a Guardians event. We'll get to that. But what do you think of this, playable or not playable? Where is your head right now?
I think not playable, and I think he'd probably be a host to some type of an event because they have the event labeled as him.
Let me know your predictions in the comments. Next comment here on Facebook here. Cosmo tag, support, hero, Cosmic, and probably dog. Don't listen to me. All right, not much information there, but just kind of some humor. That's not Nightcrawler. You can't prove that, is what the account says. All right, and last but not least, it says, "Go to sleep, Marvel Strike Force." It says, "If I don't work late, how will I explain sleeping through the morning meetings?"
Oh my God, that was great.
Right, I love this. I love some humor in this. And sometimes they've done this, and the timing of the game's been weird, and the community's been stuff. I think the community. I think this is good timing for some jokes like this. What do you think of the timing of these jokes? Is this a bad time to joke, or is the community hot right now, or community a little more happy and jokes are appropriate?
I think we need some humor right now to lighten some of the disappointment with season 3 of Crucible. So I think this is working perfectly.
Wait, but this is probably something around the Knowhere. So this has probably nothing to do with Crucible, all to do with war. Do you think that this Knowhere team that they've been teasing in the 2023 roadmap is coming this season? Or
I would hope so.
This next update?
Yeah, I would hope so. Give us something else for... War's been stale for a minute, so if they go towards war, this would be great. Let's throw that Knowhere team in war.
The Knowhere team. If this is in fact a team that Cosmo is a part of, who else do you think will be on this team? Could be Nova, could be Cosmo. Who else though?
I would hope they would rework a couple of Guardians we already have, so it kind of reduces a little bit of the expenditure that we got to waste in resources. But there are a lot of other Guardians in the comics that aren't listed around. So
it's not going to be Star-Lord. It's not going to be Rocket because we already had to upgrade them for the Knowhere heist event for the promo, the Elite Sevens and the Dark promo credits and stuff. So it's not going to be them. But would Drax be getting a rework? He got a costume? Would Groot be getting a rework? Who else would you like to see on this team?
You know what? It would actually be nice if Drax was useful. He's supposed to be powerful. It'd be nice if he could do some stuff instead of just being deleted first turn as a free taunt. But that would be great to reuse some of the Guardians that are already there. But there are others that are around from that. Well, technically, there are a lot of Ravengers, but they're still part of a good Guardians team.
All right. Well, there's a lot of Guardians in the comics. There's a few Guardians in the movies. Let me know who you think is coming to Marvel Strike Force. My guess would be kind of tied around the movies and whatever is in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. So that is coming out this week. Maybe we'll have some insight to these next teams that are coming in Marvel Strike Force. All right, but we also have a Guardians event that is coming up. In the blog post, it says May 11, 2 p.m., there's going to be a special mission for the Guardians. Now, it says join Guardians as Rocket and Groot regale Cosmo with stories of their past adventures. So he's mentioned here, is he just kind of the narrator of this? Is that what Cosmo is? That the Cosmo that's coming?
It sounds like he's just going to be a host of this event.
Okay.
So
now there's a couple of things going on with this. It looks like it's very good for newer players because you're getting some shards for these older characters. You also earn enough yellow flash bits by costume each for Thor, Bishop, and Magic. So I have the Thor costume, I have the Magic costume. I don't have the Bishop costume, so I'm looking forward to that. Do you have all these costumes unlocked from previous events?
The only one I don't have is Bishop.
All right, so we'll both get the Bishop costume.
Yes,
nice.
We'll both get the Bishop.
All right, so it also looks like it's very friendly for newer and mid-game players. They're talking about awarding purple gear in this hard rock difficulty of the mission. The heavy metal mission, which is the hardest version of this mission, is going to award orange gear, a small amount of the new teal war orbs. how beneficial is this event for longer time players, or is this just an event for newer and mid-game players based on the rewards that we're seeing right now and a costume?
I think it's minimal I think it's minimally beneficial for long-term players. Newer players, this is going to work out great. But for long-term players, I mean, we're going to get it's more likely going to be an energy refresh. So we'll just get the energy. We'll get small amount of Teal War Orbs, which is fine. Great. We could still build them up and still have them ready to go to Hoard if need be.
Free stuff is how I look at it. And
yes,
even if it's a small amount of new Teal War Orbs, which are kind of disappointing, it's still free. And I'm not having to spend any resources, no power cores, nothing, just a couple clicks of the button to get some free stuff. That's how I look at it. And a costume. Am I missing anything for longer time players in this? Or is just, that's it?
No, I think it's the costumes and just, hey, get as many fragments for Teal War Orbs as you can.
Yeah.
As many as you can.
I agree. I think that's what it is. All right. We also have season the 32, the ultimate 32 coming up of Cosmic Crucible. Now, season 2 is going to come to a close prior to the release of version 7.1, which is next week. So today's Cosmic Crucible battles is pretty much it for a long time. There's no Cosmic Crucible next week, coming off week. And then after next week is going to be the ultimate 32. But next week we got nothing. So what are you going to do next week? What are you going to stream? A lot of what I stream is Cosmic Crucible based. What are you going to do next week when we don't have any Cosmic Crucible to play?
For me, I tend to let chat decide which characters I'm building. So that'll probably give me at least a little bit of content
Nobu,
next week.
Your mercenary sniper, all those characters are going to be built up next week for you is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, Justice for Nobu. I'll go ahead and go with it. Justice for Nobu. I might as well do it. I mean, we still got war and raids, but I mean, a lot of it is just, the same old with raids. War can be a little bit different that you kind of can stream a little bit, but like you said, most of our content right now is CC, and we want to see people battle with it, but we're going to see how the community is going to handle with an off week.
Do you think players are going to quit because there's nothing to do, or just like, oh, this is a good off week. I got less to do and I could just hoard more and build more?
No, I don't think players are going to quit. I think it's just going to give us a little bit of, I don't want to say free time, but I think it'll give characters or give the community 1 week to prioritize characters, what they're going to build for this 32-man tournament, put those characters on point, figure out your defense, and then make sure you got everything ready to go. So it gives you a week to kind of like, okay, I was hoarding. This might be the week that you spend everything that you're hoarding, because we really don't even know the rewards for the 32.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to hoard everything. I don't think we spend until there's a gold spending event, or we upgrade characters as an event for that. But it could be nice to do some minimal investments is what I'm thinking.
Yes,
now,
okay.
my other question, unless you got a crap load of resources, a crap load of gold, and you can spend whenever, but I don't. So I'm still gonna be going very minimal now. But my question is, previously when they've canceled the season or week of Cosmic Crucible, they've given us rewards for that week. Do you think we're gonna get the rewards with Quicksilver Charge next week, even though there's no Crucible, or we're gonna get nothing?
I could see them giving us the rewards and it not having the Quicksilver shards.
Oh, that'd be horrible. That'd be horrible.
I could see them doing
so
it.
they take away our content that we have to play in the game, and the rewards as well. Next week doesn't sound fun at all, but I hope we're both wrong on that, and I hope they do give us the rewards, because there is precedent. They have done that in the past when they've canceled seasons. They're just like, you know what? Yeah, you don't have to play. Here's the rewards. Hopefully they do it. Let me know what you think they're going to do in the comments. But let's move on to this Ultimate 32. You did mention them. You mentioned some of the theory crafting. We're doing some theory crafting on the stream this morning. The usual, and it's going to last 5 days instead of 3. There's 32 people in the bracket instead of the normal 6. To help even the playing field, your respective bracket, the usual tribunal score reduction would apply to the Ultimate 32. So sometime between now and when the Ultimate 32 goes live, we're going to get all of our ranks rewards. However, it won't be again applied during season 3. So we've usually had this reduction when a new season starts. We're getting this into Ultimate 32, which is before the new season starts. What do you think of this reduction? We've had that for a few seasons now. I think this is the first time they've mentioned this. I think we've just gotten reduced and it's happened twice and it's like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be. What do you think of this reduction now that they've officially announced that it is something purposeful that's happening?
I don't like it at all because you have no idea where you're going to end up. Like, how far are you dropping?
Is it now? Do they just move you down one rank? Because in the past, I've moved down one rank, or is it a certain amount of points that they take away from your account, from your Cosmic Crucible ranking in that account?
I saw it as 100. I saw the Tribunal score go down 100, and I went down 2 ranks. I went straight through it, but it was brutal because I was on the verge of getting into Masters there, and I went down really far, and I'm like, wait, no, please, no, I was right there.
So,
and I think it's gonna upset. It's gonna upset some players, but at least we know it's coming. We know it's coming.
At least we know now it's not a bug. The first 2 seasons it was unannounced, so we know it's not a bug. But let's talk about some of these rooms. Global rules. 20% health and damage on defense. We've had that in every single room before. When it rains, offense, defense, positive effect applied to a character, increase the duration of positive effects and allies up to by 1 up to a maximum of 3. Negative effects applied to a character, increase the duration of negative effects and allies by 1 up to a maximum of 3. What do you see with this room here? Who do you see on defense here that's not going to screw up some of your offensive plans? What do you plan to do on room 1 in the Ultimate 32?
Infinity Watch makes a really good choice for this room because they start off with a load of positive effects and safeguard. So they're just coming in there, boom, boom, boom. You're just going to see that screen just light up green.
How do you think that's going to work with safeguard? They're going to get double safeguard? Is that what's going to happen?
I don't know. I've never seen.
We'll see next week.
Never seen it. Never seen it.
I like Infinity watching this room as well. There was a question earlier this week on the mailbag, and yeah, I think this is a great place for an Infinity watch. Room 2, on offense, defense, so both has the same benefits. Fortifier characters when using ultimate ability spread positive effects to adjacent allies. I do like room bonuses like this. Seems a lot more creative. What are you theory crafting right now? Where are you leaning towards? What team are you leaning towards in stage 2 for the Ultimate 32?
I don't want to try S.A. Kestrel in there as a defense, but if I put them in, if I take them in as offense, I mean, you're having a beautiful time spreading positive effects from any fortifiers in there. I would switch Captain Sam to fortifier because you want to do his ultimate just to get the speed, and then he spreads whatever he's got. Because if you're taking in Fury, you know he's going to special. He's going to spread everything he's got. Captain Sam's going to go. If he's fortifier too, he's spreading everything he's got again, and boom, you're just you kind of keeping them pretty much with defense up most of the time, which is great. But I'm gonna probably use them on offense. Rebirth seems like a decent team in here if you want to put fortifier on them. They're very, very brutal at higher levels. I hate them when they're huge. They're basically just a sleeper team until you take them for granted, and then you're like, wow.
So that Rebirth team was who Juicy recommended on chat this morning. And for those of you who don't know, Juicy is in our alliance. He helps a lot of the content creators with their Cosmic Crucible battles. So a lot of the times what he says goes, he's recommending Rebirth with Zemo in this room. So that is probably where I'm leaning towards initially, and maybe make adjustments after this. Stage 3, Web of Destiny. Web Warrior characters also counted as Tangled Web. This is going to apply for offense and defense. What are you leaning towards for this room? His choice was not even Web Warriors, not even Tangled Web, just a strong defense. What are you thinking about for Stage 3 and Ultimate 32?
I am treating this as a room with just the global rules because I'm not putting Web Warriors in here. They might get a little boost from the Tangled Web tag, but I don't see them being too overpowered with this.
Only if you have Tangled Web also with the Web Warriors, because just the room doesn't really do anything. They're just Web Warriors pretty much with the Tangled Web tag if you place just Web Warriors. So you would have to do some kind of combo. I like using Tangled Web on offense because I don't like dealing with the Weaver on defense. So I'm probably going to save them for offense. Juicy's recommending the Unlimited X-Men in this room, so not even making use of any of this stuff here. What do you feel about that choice?
Yeah, I'm probably going to put some other team in here, maybe Gamma, maybe Unlimited, just to fill it, because I'm keeping Tangled Web on offense. I want to make sure efficiency beats the
And are you saving your unlimited X-Men for offense or defense for this Ultimate 32?
Might be a coin flip. Might be a coin. I got to figure that out.
Okay. And the good thing about this, if you want to switch your defenses between each trial, you can. So you don't have to do it for your defenses once you place it. It's not set for all 5 days. You could switch them up between day to day. All right, stage 4, strength in numbers, offense and defense. Every consecutive summon character, the same summon character on the field, adds 20% more max health to each future summon of that character. I mean, that reads Greg to me, the one summon that keeps coming back over and over. His health could go crazy in here. Are you placing Undying on defense? Juicy had a different recommendation based nothing on what I see here. So what are you doing with this room? Are you just placing a team in this room, or are you trying to make use of this benefit of these this summon characters getting more max health?
I've heard in a couple streams of trying to put other characters that give a lot of summons in there that are of the same character, which is likely Kingpin, Mum, Hela. Now, most of the time you want,
I forgot about Mum. That's a good one as well. Yeah,
Mum, and because it's the same clone over and over again. So if he does his ult, wow, okay, but we want Greg to die. That's the thing. We want him to die because he dies. He slows down the other team. Yeah, but he now becomes even stronger. So then he becomes to the point he's not going to die and he's not going to slow the opposing team. So
good point on that. I didn't think about the speed reduction every time he dies. The 10%. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that helps. Even just that 10% helps because that could be your ult versus their ult. Boom, you go first, you knock them out. But it is an interesting little tidbit in there about it to do it for the summon character, but I don't think I'm going to treat it that way. I'll bring in Undying on offense if there's a team on there that warrants it. Other than that, I'm probably going to treat this as another just global room.
Okay. Juicy's doing the same. He's placed Wakanda's, which doesn't benefit one way or the other from these rules. Stage 5 is the next one. Health insurance. On turn, characters remove positive effects from self-heal. 10% max health for each positive effect removed. Who are you thinking in room 5? That's getting a lot of removing positive effects from self. So someone that doesn't need a lot of positive effects because it's going away. Unless I guess there's a safeguard there.
Yeah, the safeguard part is posing the problem, but then again, safeguard also is a positive effect. So does that get removed though?
Yeah. Does the room rules over trump what the actual thing does, or is it the actual status effect that overrules the health effect? We'll see. There's a lot of questions that we have about these Ultimate 32 about how some of these mechanics will work.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of teams that put on a lot of positive effects going right in, which again is Infinity Watch, but they have safeguard. Rebirth could do so.
But then it's just going to be removed in healing. I'd rather have some of those positive effects on the Infinity Watch than have the healing, especially on turn 1 when they get all those big effects. But I guess the safeguard, how that mechanic is going to work in this, how it's going to interact with this is important.
I think if you bring in any character that can deal out heal block to the opposing team, they could go ahead and get all those positive effects removed. If they got heal block, they're not getting healed. So go ahead, remove all of it. Now, even if they had offense up or whatever, they got nothing over there, but they got the heal block.
Good point. Who has a lot of heal blocks? Does Mordo have it, or am I remembering that wrong?
I know Surfer's got it on turn 1. So he's got to land it. He's got to land, and he gives it out to everybody. So if he's big enough, he can go ahead and heal block everybody. And when they take their turn, all those positive effects that you got are gone, and you're just stuck with heal block. So good luck on that.
All right. And as far as what Juicy's recommending in this room, he's going full turtle on this. He's recommending Gamma Dorm on this. I don't know what is left for offense after some of these recommendations, but Gamma Dorm is what he's recommending for stage 5 and stage 6. Special abilities cost 3 more. Ultimate abilities cost 3 less. So obviously a team that has a lot of great ultimates and not a lot of specials that you want to use. He's recommending Apocalypse, which you call Dark Lips. The Dark Hold with Apocalypse in there. Who are you thinking of this, placing in this room here?
I'm thinking of anybody that can't ult turn 1 right away, which is like Doom. They can't ult turn 1, but they can now do it turn 1. Doom could do turn 1. So if you bring in with
would you save Doom for offense though? I think I'd rather be in control of that than let it, have an early ability block or something like that on Doom.
it might confuse some people unless they really know how to get around it, but there's throwing Doom in there to let them know. Some people might actually forget that, hey, I got to wait till Doom gets that energy. No, he's got it turn 1, and he's going to take the highest damage dealer on the ride, so depends on who else they team up with him.
Drop his health and don't kill him, he's going to go off right away, so yeah. All right, so that is it for the Ultimate 32. Looks to be very fun. I do like these rules. They look very interesting and offers up a lot of theory crafting. Not so much in Season 3, though. Season 3 looks to be very similar to what we've had in the past. We're going to go over some of these new rules and some of the same rules that we've had. Were you overall more excited or more disappointed when you saw these new rules in Season 3?
I was really hyped till I saw that Season 3 right there in the text in the blog, and I'm going, all right, if they got the 32-man tournament, we got some theory crafting going on, boom, I'm hyped, I'm ready to go, and then you scroll down and you go,
wait, it's the same global rules. Darkhold is nerfed, but now Gamma is nerfed as well, which kind of sucks.
Gamma nerf in there. Well, they got the Cosmic Villain now. It used to be Master of Evil.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we didn't have that team a full team when we got the rules. So yeah, global rules. I don't know if I'm too hot on it. It seems to be very similar. Let's talk about Stage 1, Fortify and Defense, ultimate ability spread positive effects to allies. I'm glad that we have some rules in Stage 1 and Stage 2. Previous seasons, we've had nothing in Room 1 and 2. Do you like that we have rooms with everything now?
I mean, to be fair, rooms 1 and 2 were usually teams that they could still trip somebody up. Yeah, Gamma. They could still trip somebody up.
Young Avengers.
True. Yeah, just another team there that wasn't specific to those rooms, and we'd left them there usually most of the time. So there wasn't a lot of theory crafting in there. It was usually room 5.
All right, so striker characters on turn, burying for that character 5% of the character's max health. On defense, gonna barrier also for 5% of the character's max health. Any teams stick out to you in this Stage 1 room, or are you just gonna put an annoying team in there, like maybe Infinity Watch again or Gamma, and switching some of their ISO 8 classes? Or is this the Underworld room?
You can do an Underworld here, but they could literally be torn apart by Death Seed. I usually run Unlimited with Red Hulk in here.
Oh. That's breaking up 2 teams for 1 defense.
Yeah, but then if you throw Cap Sam into Gamma, people tend to underestimate how many taunts Gamma can get with Cap. And if you got a big enough Cap, they just keep flipping taunts back and forth with Hulk. And there you go with She-Hulk throwing stuff back. So the last two Crucibles, the Gamma Cap team is actually won over the Red Hulk and
I think I would underestimate that a lot. I think it's easy to underestimate. Whereas you see Red Hulk there, you're like, oh no, this is going to be a battle. So all right, I like that. Stage 2, Hero Mutants. On spawn, gain a revive once and immunity. Seems very similar to the stage that we had in the past. Anything with this? Are you going to put unlimited X-Men, just throw them down, or something else?
This Stage 2 will probably be like a blank room for me, because if I'm going to throw unlimited and run, I don't have any hero. There's no hero mutants right now that are super powerful that could actually take advantage of
Uncanny, just to pull some decent teams, maybe.
Yeah, probably maybe Uncanny over Astonishing. I definitely would do Uncanny over Astonishing.
Or maybe a hybrid with Uncanny and like maybe Bishop, Jubilee, Beast, and Colossus and Phoenix or something like that, or Magic and Phoenix.
Would probably use Magic and Phoenix. The Dad Rows are pretty nice by themselves if they're built. If they're pretty built, because they're pretty quick.
It's a lot of options here. Stage 3 is pretty much what we have in Stage 5 right now. Pretty much the same. It looks the same to me. Is there any difference between what we have in Stage 3 in Season 3 and Stage 5 in Season 2?
Nope. This is Stage 5 again, what we got right now.
Pretty much the same room.
Yeah.
All right, Stage 4 is pretty much room 6 right now. It's a Wakandan room, countered pretty easily by Masters of Evil. Any excitement in this room for you?
No.
Is this just going to be Wakandans and getting taken out by Masters of Evil this whole season?
If they keep this rule, unless they change it, I'm actually going to try and take Wakandans out and see what else I can stick in here I mean, I'm going to treat it as just a
blank
global
room.
rules because
No rule
I'm tired
room.
of putting it on there. Yeah, I want to do something different with it. If Scopely's not going to do it, then I'm going to do it. I'm going to have fun with it then because I want to use Wakandans on offense.
I like it. I like it. It looked like they're very fun on offense in Ward. So hopefully they maintain that fun level for you in Cosmic Crucible. All right, this is a new one. Special. This is offense and defense, building more momentum, kind of similar to what we have in the Ultimate in the 32. Specials cost 2 more. Ultimates cost 2 less. When an enemy character dies, allies gain 1 ability energy. Any thoughts on this one right now? Gamma?
When I look, Gamma, I'm thinking more of like, oh man. Well, because now it's 2 less ability energy, and then your
I forgot. When a character dies, allies gain that ability energy as well. That's an important one that I didn't read. That's a big one.
And all of them get it right away, and it's like, ooh, now you're going to get a lot of your characters to go even faster too. So even if they didn't have it, there's a few characters that have huge cooldowns, but are they going to be effective here? But still, I think Dorm and Doom are going to play a nice role either on defense or offense in this room.
I like this room. There's a lot of theory crafting that you could do in this room.
Yeah.
I like this room, and I like stage 6 as well because this rules that apply to defense and offense. So more theory crafting. This one's based around military characters, symbiote characters, and rebirth characters. Different bonuses for each of them. Are you going with some military bonuses, symbiote bonuses that maybe people already have built up from way back in the day that they're not using at all, or going to the rebirth team? They're getting revived once at 40% health. Symbiotes, if on hit, at least 1 rebirth character in the ally apply bleed to the enemy character. And on turn, military characters, if there's at least 1 rebirth character, gaining barrier for 5% of that character's health. So rebirth is going to be important. I don't know if you want to place a full rebirth here or if you want to mix and match to try to get more of these bonuses. What are you thinking in this room?
I mean, when you look at all 3 of those traits, you just go, yeah, that's rebirth. So they want us to try to stick rebirth in here, but I mean, the weakest
and
one on there is
Spider-Man
US Agent.
or Anti-Venom. What are you?
Yeah, I would probably maybe sneak one of them in there. Probably more Symbiote Spider-Man, just to have some type of synergy with Agent Venom, because I really love Agent Venom. Agent Venom is amazing, but on the team with it, his rebirth team is, but they're a sleeper team when they're built. So I think I would probably stick rebirth in here.
Does Agent Venom have that symbiote tag?
Agent Venom has the symbiote tag, yes.
Okay, so yeah, just full rebirth then, because the military, we got Captain America and a few others. Symbiotes, we got Agent Venom and rebirth. Yeah, this is just a rebirth defensive room, I think.
Just a rebirth defensive room. So,
all right,
I might use them more than likely, but if there's another team I could spare, I might put in there. But rebirth is probably the safest bet.
All right, so those are the picks, guys, not just for season 3, but also the Ultimate 32. Let me know what you think of these picks as we talk about one of the characters designed for Cosmic Crucible, Firestar. Now, I have not unlocked her, but I did play with her on the test server and was very disappointed by her performance. I thought she would add a lot more to the team. They didn't seem to add a lot to the team. They still got smashed by the Tangled Web characters and the Eternals in Room 5, even with pretty built up new warriors. So what are you hearing about Firestar? Have you played with her firsthand? Is she a good character? Does she actually add value to the team?
From what I've heard, because I haven't unlocked her yet, she's not a good solo player. She doesn't seem to work good outside of Crucible, but she's not showing any big advantage right now in Crucible. Her kit reads like she needs something else, which is probably Gwenpool. Because both of them look like they meet up together, they team up with the New Warriors, and bam, you got a full a good 5-star team.
Yes. I think one of the big things is that passive, right? Because one of them increases the accuracy by 50%, the other increases the accuracy by 50%, meaning if you're facing a Weaver with charges, both of them on the team, that Weaver passive will do nothing. One of them on the team, not as good. So do you think they're like half a member of the team and another half of a member of the team, and together they make this full the remaining 2, they fill out that slots perfectly? Or do you think each of them has value on their own?
Right now, I don't think Firestar's got value on her own, but we haven't been able to test with. Yeah, we haven't been able to test with Gwenpool, but they look like a duo that needs to be together, and just basically their passives just take care of Weaver. Weaver's done. That's it. She'll be strong, yes, damage wise, but there's no minus 100% accuracy anymore. So everything that the new warriors are going to do are going to hit, and they're going to hit hard, especially if Deathpool's spreading around that offense down, slowing them all down. So I'm hoping together that they're a huge big duo. I'm hoping they work even great outside of Crucible, but we haven't been able to test it yet.
I don't think they, based on what I've used on the test server, not a lot of value outside the new warriors, and not a lot of value outside of Crucible. So both of these characters look to be very, very specific. And if that's something that you want, then go ahead and really invest in these characters. But if you're looking for a more versatile character, I don't think Firestar is going to do that. It says on this blog post, be sure to check the weekly event chart so we can aim for her 4-star unlock. Now, the interesting thing is, kind of like Union Jack, if we just look at the month-long milestone, not going to have 4 stars from that. But that does suggest that we're going to get more shards for her in other events throughout the month. What are you shooting for Firestar as someone that has not bought the unlock?
I pulled a 5 red. And
so
I hate seeing, I hate seeing them
make
empty.
Use of those 5 reds.
Like them. Yeah, I just use the 5 red. I'm fine with 5 red. If I get 4, great. But I don't know. I just see that 5 red not be like, it's not filled, and I'm like, I gotta fill it. That's why the empty red stuff. Yeah, they want you to get those. They're doing that on purpose, Zero. They do it. I know, and it gets you, and it's like, no,
it's like
I don't want to.
Like, I want to get rid of the red dots. I want to get rid of the thing, and it's a spending thing.
It is, but if it's a very, very friendly way that you can unlock her at 4 stars, I'm all for it. Be nice and free to pay friendly for it, but you got to work for it. That's cool. I like that. That's the thing. That's cool. That. That's cool. I'm fine with that.
Now, the good thing about these milestones, I'm looking down here all the way, all this unique gear, all these fully crafted gear, they're for mutants. I know for myself, I need a lot of this mutant gear to finish up my Death Seed so I can get that big apocalypse. What do you think about her tag and giving us mutant gear at the end of this?
I don't like her mutant tag. I don't, because
she's a mutant though. She's an X-Man.
I know, but I still need mutant gear for Death Seed so I can build them up, and I'm way behind on them. There's just a shortage of mutant gear.
I hadn't planned to build her too much, so I'm like, that's fine. Give me the mutant gear for my Death Seed. I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Yes.
You want to build all of it. I'm like, I can skip this character. I'm good. I'm good with the mutant gear. This is for my Death Seed. This month-long milestone is for my Death Seed, not for my Firestar.
Nope. That's it. She gets the leftovers.
She's gonna get it. Okay. All right. So that is the month-long milestone. Hopefully there's enough shards to get kind of like that Union Jack release, giving us that 4-star free-to-play unlock. But there's another milestone going on right now that leads into this solar flare, and it is this Feel the Burn event, where you have to open a bunch of training orbs, you have to use some raid battles, and there is a leaderboard. I think this is a pretty good event. I was able to save training orbs and just in my normal raid battles. Now, there are some battles in the Gamma that I'm losing on purpose just to get more raid battles in, and that doesn't feel good to go in and lose a battle because I want to go in and try to win stuff. But other than that, it seems like a pretty good milestone. How are you doing with this, and what do you think about the activity required to get to some of these, to the meta event and to some of these higher milestones?
I had a slew of training orbs, so I flew right past I got the monthly little icon for it, so boom, I flew right past it. I think
Day
I'm about
one,
to hit,
opening first hour of the event. Got the item, me as well.
Yep. I just got it right away, and I think I'm about to hit 29 once I open up another training orb.
Okay,
so
nice.
I should be good with that. But it's if you had the training orbs available, you could do that. There's not a lot of grinding to this event besides raids, which we were already doing anyway.
Yeah,
it's a Hoard event. We were going to raid anyway. So I think this was pretty easy to complete if you did Hoard. If you didn't, you got to go find some training.
You're kind of screwed. Well, I guess you can still do it if you get them as far as a monthly meta item if you didn't Hoard. but you're missing out a lot of other stuff. Now, how many training orbs did you hoard before this event?
I had 66.
66? How did you get that? I was doing all these events. I only had like 40 something.
Well,
did you not open all your training orbs in the last training orb hoarding event? That's why.
I didn't have that many. I didn't have that many to begin with. So I said, you know what? I don't care about this event. I'm done.
Gotcha.
So I started saving them. And then I wasn't at 95 yet. So I did use the 50s and a couple of hundreds on those nodes for the training orbs. So I had a bunch saved up. And I knew what we were going to do with raids here. So boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
so
I was farming those villain nodes to get those training orb fragments all the time. The new events, these incursion lead up events, I can't remember what they're called. They have a lot of training orbs in that. So I did save up. Now, as far as these milestones and these ranking rewards, there's reports that there's bugs in this. What is going on with these bugs? How is this event bugged? Or is it just bad coding?
I think the way it was described is that everybody that's got a similar score, it looks like if they're all at, I think you could see it towards more toward if there's anybody with a similar score. Yeah, the ties part.
Here's a tie.
Anybody's tied.
11 and 12 are tied.
Right. They were saying there's a slew of people stuck at that. So if there's like 40, 50 people that are stuck at 579, that they're supposed to be rank 11, but they're showing 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It keeps on going down. And people are worried, okay, am I going to get stuck in a different bracket because I'm this number?
Okay, here's a good example. 23, 24, 25, all with not all the same score, but 24 and 25. If this made a difference getting to the next rank, these ties aren't handled correctly. It should be, if this person at 29 has that, 24 has a 519, 25 should also be getting the 24 place rewards.
Yeah,
that's
we're hoping Scopely is going to lean that way and make sure people get the right rewards. But
hopefully us calling this out and other content creators calling this out with 2 days still left in the event, over 2 days still left in this event, will allow them to adjust this and work these ties, because I think previously if they'd done it in the way that it's kind of random who gets the reward. I think they've also given all the rewards previously as well, so they have precedent going both ways. So hopefully they give it, as far as the ties, everybody gets the highest rank as far as that tie.
Hoping, please.
I'm hoping as well. Now some of these rank rewards look pretty good, but it's only rewarded to the top 250 players. Is it worth pushing getting more training orbs for this event? Because that's what the score tiebreakers are going to be from. Who opens the most training orbs?
Yeah, I had a few, but compared to some of the people I've seen in chat, some of them got like hundreds of them because they just hoard they just want to hoard. They don't want to spend
for this type of event.
For this type of event. So there might be a couple of people out there that do get it because they've hoarded that many, but me, I just say, hey, you know what? I open it, I land where I land. If I can get up there, great, but I'm not going to I'm not going to shoot for it.
Okay. That sounds like a good, that sounds like a good strategy, especially if there's only 250 that you could, that are going to get the rewards, not even a percent based of the ranks. All right, let's talk about the other character in the game right now, not Firestar. Let's go all the way to the top. Talk about this guy, Quicksilver. I used him in Crucible this morning. He was okay. I don't know if he was better than some of the other options that I was previously using. Have you used Quicksilver yet? Where is his value right now?
So I tested him out in war practice a little bit, and he is just a little bit bigger than yours. Okay. And he seemed okay with APOC and like Undying. I took out Undying and then tried to use him to go up against Tangled Web, and it seemed to be okay. But that was more like a punch across and a punch down.
And that was in war though.
Yeah, the war for it. So it's somewhat. I just wanted to get a gist of it. However, another content creator I got messaged me a video, and I looked at it and I was, wow. He did it. He actually did it in Crucible, taking out Undying, putting in Quicksilver, and putting in Emma instead. Went against Tangled Web in Room 5, and obliterated freaking Tangled Web over there on that side with the Eternals. However, the turn bonus was bad, but all 5 characters were beautifully healthy.
Okay.
And I'm just like, whoa, okay. He has some value. He was maybe about 40K bigger than mine, but I'm just like, okay, he was at 3-1. So mine's at 3-2. So hopefully I can build them up to get to there. Yes, we all should get bigger. But I think I think we need more time to see where he's going to be plug and play, because he's literally plug and play, and we have to try to get used to his mechanics, because he gets so much speed. I think that's what throws us off is his mechanics.
Well, the other thing about that, you mentioned the efficiency in Cosmic Crucible. That speed could be a bad thing, especially at these low stars, because he's taking a lot of turns, not doing a lot of damage, not killing characters. He's just taking a lot of turns. So as far as these low Quicksilvers like I have, like you have, may not be the best for efficiency. I think he will be great for efficiency once he gets built up, once we get more shards for this character and we see some large Quicksilvers roaming around. Now, as far as the pairs right now that I'm hearing, the best pair seems to be the New Warriors, either the 3 or the 4 piece with Quicksilver, or in a Darkhold team. Where are you hearing that he has the best use as a plug and play character? And one of these teams or something else?
I've heard one of those teams with the New Warriors trying to throw him in there. I haven't heard Darkhold. I haven't seen one in there, but obviously you take out Scarlet Witch and throw in Quicksilver,
and then you get a new Scarlet Witch back. So it's like,
yeah, you still get Scarlet Witch, so she's coming either way. And having that 6th one, the best part is that I believe the summons moves don't count, so they don't count as a turn.
Oh, okay. So the Scarlet Witch wouldn't count as far as taking turns. Okay,
she's a summon, because none of the summons on any other teams count as turns. Otherwise, it would be really bad efficiency, because they all these minions take turns. So it's like they take a lot of turns, but it's just like, okay, if they don't take a lot of turns, or they do and they're powerful, which are like Furies, I could see him being very useful, maybe with Fury and the Invaders-ish. But then again, Invaders seems to be decent on their own. I'm gonna try. I want to see if I could try them with the speed team. Maybe put him with Rebirth instead of US Agent, just to see if he could help give him that, just to see what his speed does with them. Because you take out US Agent and throw in Zemo, they're decent, but Quicksilver might be good there.
Okay, well, we will see what the best teams. I mean, we have some people using them on different teams now. I don't think we found the best use for Quicksilver, especially since people have him all over the place as far as power level. I think once he starts to get a little more set, people get more gold stars on him, maybe more red stars. I think we'll start to see these teams, the best teams in War and Cosmic Crucible, but I don't think we know them yet. I think a lot of experimentation is still going on with these. Did you get some awesome offers this past week in the game? We had 2 calendars go live over the past week. One for these promo credits. This was $20, and it gave you a crap load of these promo credits, some Elite 6s, Elite 7s. I thought this was an awesome deal. Yes. $20 for all this stuff, over 1,000 gold promo credits. I see you clapping there, so you must have really liked this one. What is it on a scale of 1 to 10? How good of a value was this one in your opinion?
This is like 20. This was okay. If you're free to play, stay free to play. That's perfectly fine. If you feel like spending, this is definitely one offer that should not have gone by. This is a ridiculous amount of gold promotion credits for the amount you paid for it. Plus a couple of Elite 6s and Elite 7s, great, but it's the gold promotion credits that you get. And
now, the reason that it's cheap is because we have to wait 100 days for it. Does this affect the value at all for you, or you're going to be playing for at least for 100 days more? This is no brainer. Where do you did that affect you at all? The 100 days?
No, I mean, if we want to be truthful about it, we're going to log in for the next 100 days. There's not going to be a reason we're not, unless the game shuts down. We're going to log in.
I am. I will. You will.
I know.
And Scopely's actually seem to be heading into more positive, not as negative. So hopefully the rest of the community feels that way as well and continue to log in and claim all this stuff. And if you do, this is going to be a great value. This one was another good value. I don't think this is as no-brainer of this. This was $10. And if you look at the power cores, you're getting 1,000 power cores in this. So just for that alone, I think that's worth the value. The $10 is worth 1,000 power cores. So the rest of the stuff, in my opinion, the 5 million gold, all these Armory 16 orb fragments, the Armory 15 orb or Armory 17 orb fragments, the rest of the stuff, I think that's just kind of a wash. Just the $10 makes it worth the power cores, but you do have to wait 100 days for all that stuff. What do you think of your valuation on this one on a scale of 1 to 10?
I give this about a 9 or so.
Okay.
This one's a little bit better, only because for me, it would be a 9. Maybe for other players that are trying to get to Armory 17 orbs, it gives them a bunch more gear that they could use over time. That's what I really went for. I knew the gold
gear
is there. The gear. I need the gear. The gold, great. The power cores, great. But the gear is what I was looking for. But the Armory 16s help because, hey, I could go ahead and get a bunch more I could put on characters and get them right up to closer to 17 faster, and then I got gold coming in, so I can go ahead and use it and gear them quicker.
So let's say this was on 100-day offer. You get all this stuff right away. How many more Death Seed characters do you think you would be able to build up with all these Armory 16 and 17 orbs? 1 more? 2 more?
I would say
is
probably
2 pushing it?
I think 2's pushing it.
2's pushing it. So $10 to get 1 Death Seed character up, and some power cores.
Yeah, the power cores are going to be great.
Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good in my opinion, but that's me. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this offer. Did you get it? Did you not? Was it a good value for you? Was it a bad value and you passed on this? Let me know your thoughts on this as we talk about the next hype thing that is happening this week, and that is the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It is coming up this week. It is actually in theaters in some places right now. What is your hype level for this movie?
I'm really excited for this. There's not many trilogies out there that could build up to, the second one being good and then the third one being amazingly great. And, James Gunn has had a really good hold on this particular set of Guardians that if you didn't read the comics, you don't know who they were. Nobody knew anything about the Guardians. And now they're just like, they know exactly who they are. They know They know I am Groot. They know where it's going for. They know that they know Rocket could be a squirrel. And we know, hey, it's going to be an interesting long movie. It's a conclusion, but I am so hyped to see how he pulls this off.
Adam Warlock coming. Cosmo the Space Dog. What other surprises do you think we'll see? And there's been rumors of not all the Guardians making it in this movie. Who do you think's not going to be joining the rest of these Guardian movies?
Don't want to put too much on it because I'll sit there
and
be like, man, I really want. I mean, we know one, and they've made it very clear that they're done with it, which is fine. Hey, that's your choice. But a bunch of the others, like, we really don't want to see this team just torn apart at any level because they've brought a lot of joy, humor, action to our lives in these movies, and I don't want to see any of them go. But we know at a certain point they will. We just got to go ahead and go for the movie. I'm hyped for it. It's going to have a lot of action. I've heard it's the longest Guardian movie, so it's going to be extra longer. They got the High Evolutionary, so I'd love to see how he plays out. I love how to see the actor plays this role in it and how he's going to focus into everything. So this is really, really big for me. I wish I could see it right now.
First F-bomb dropped in the MCU. What are your thoughts on that? James Gunn seemed pretty proud that he got to direct the first F-bomb in the MCU.
I mean, hey, that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly for it. At least if it gets enough traction, I hope they don't really just go overboard with it and start doing it all over the place. But having it just there and it being applicable to the situation, not just kind of like thrown out there, would be perfect.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. All these and them in their Among Us costumes. This should be a fun one. I've enjoyed the first Guardians of the Galaxy, the second one. The kids, the wife have enjoyed the first and second one. Soundtracks are awesome. I'm super hyped for this movie. Hype level for me is probably a 9.5. Where is it for you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I give it around a 9.5, closer to 10. Yeah, because it looks amazing.
All right, are you seeing it on opening weekend?
Yeah, we were going to see it today, but we had to move it to Sunday. So we're going to see it Sunday, and hopefully I know the theater's already packed, so we know somebody's leaving, so we know there's going to be some crying and probably some awe moments. And
well, the second one was pretty sad as well at the end.
Yeah,
man. So,
that was
That
was
wouldn't
bad.
be new for the Guardians franchise, but yeah, hopefully we'll see it Sunday as well. Friday, Saturday we're pretty busy, so hopefully we got some time on Sunday to see this movie because I am looking forward to this. If not, we'll have to wait till the next week, and I'll be sad and trying to avoid spoilers and everything for the entire week. But that is it, brother. I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm looking forward to update 7.1. Any final thoughts on Marvel Strike Force, Guardians of the Galaxy? Anything you want to get off your chest before we finish up the news?
I'm excited for the 32-man tournament. That's the one thing I'm excited for right now.
All right, I'm not excited for next week with no Crucible, but we'll make through everything.
We'll find a way.
I need some support from the Valley Club. There's no Crucible next week. It's the game mode that it makes me the most happy and makes me the most frustrated about everything. So I think that's a good game mode if I'm having that much investment in the game. Is there anything that you have coming up that you want to promote, that you want to shamelessly plug?
Well, later tonight, I will be doing a hot seat interview with Rello. So I'm going to have Rello on tonight. He's finally got some time available, and we're going to go ahead and do that and see how that runs tonight.
Nice. So, one of these days, I will finally have time on a Thursday night, and we'll join you on that as well. But Thursdays are usually pretty busy for me. But one of these days, I will make time, or one of these days, you'll do it on a different day, and we'll get together. But thanks for joining us, guys. ZeroKool, thank you once again for joining us. If you guys haven't checked him out on YouTube, on Twitch, make sure you check out his channels. If you haven't checked out this channel, give it a subscribe, and if it did give you some value, give it a like, because it helps the YouTube algorithm. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, share this with your friends and give it a nice review on whatever platform you're listening to. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great week. If you see the Guardians, hopefully enjoy it. No spoilers for about a week or so, and I'll see you guys next time. Are we ready for that Hulk fist bump though?
Yes, I am.
I'm ready for it. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, ZeroKool Gamer out. Have a great one, guys.